right, we're good to go. Everyone on Periscope, we're glad that you guys are tuning in. And tonight we're just going to talk a little bit about essential oils and how they can help your health. We're doing things a little different. Normally we have a presentation on the screen, but it's not working tonight, so we're going to use a computer. But let me start by just giving a disclaimer to you guys. I'm a dietitian, I'm not a doctor though. And so everything I say is not to be used for any medical purposes. We never recommend you get off medications or do anything like that. Always talk to your doctor if you have any major medical issues. That is always my disclaimer. And what we're going to talk a lot about tonight is the systems of the body and how we can support the systems of our body. That is something that is so important that often that we don't talk about. We talk a lot about our problems, but we don't talk about the underlying issues and kind of what we can do to support our body. And my parents are both educators, so I like to use a lot of analogies and pictures and things like that because that's kind of how they taught me. So I want you to see this tree here and think of this tree as we're talking as your body. You know, think of, this is the part that you see, so you can see this tree is really healthy, right? And then under here, these are the systems of your body. So under the part that you don't see, under here in the roots. But when these are all, everything's going well and these are all working correctly, all these systems, and they're healthy, you look really great, right? You're a really happy tree. But how many of us, feel like that a lot of times, look like that a lot of times, And so the systems of our body aren't functioning the way that we need them to be functioning. We're not giving them the support that we're needing to give them. And so we're not really looking that healthy. We're not really feeling that healthy. And so that's one thing that I want to, as I'm talking tonight, just think about that how important it is to support the systems of our body so that everything can function correctly. And I want to tell you briefly, excuse me, Dad, can you give me some water?
I will.
Thank you. Why I'm talking to you about Young Living, because there's a very specific reason for this. Young Living is a company that we researched very thoroughly. They're a very ethical company, number one, which is important to be, working with an ethical company. Thank you. But they are the world leader in essential oils, and there is a reason for that. Let me take a sip of this. They were established in 1993, so they've been around for a long time, so over 20 years. What is that, like 23 years now? But they are the ones that developed the groundbreaking therapeutic grade of essential oils. And what that is the way that they plant, harvest, distill them. It creates an essential oil that is so pure that we call it therapeutic. So Young Living actually owns their own farms. They control the soil. It's all organic. They control the planting. The big thing that they control, though, is the distillation. And why that's so important is that you use steam or cold distillation. It can take a long, long time to get the oils out of these plants, but it keeps all those living natural chemicals alive. Versus a lot of times you'll use heat distillation because it's really fast and it still smells kind of good, but you use all those wonderful living chemicals. So Young Living really does have the best product out there that really is therapeutic. And that's what I'm mentioning with we call it seed to seal. And that's how they control it from the ground up all the way to the very end. And they're a full disclosure company, so you can go, you can visit the farms, you can watch the distillation, you can actually help plant, you can actually help the crop, all of that you can do. So they're a full disclosure company and they're very open. So we just love Young Living. We think they're a very ethical company and we know that their product is a good product. So I say that so that anything I say tonight, you really only apply to Young Living because that's the only company and oil that me and my family can really, really vouch for, and it is really, really important. So what are essential oils? They are just the natural aromatic liquid that comes from a plant, and they're called essential because they are essential to the plant. So just like human blood in the body is very essential to us, it's the same way for the plant. It actually works to distribute oxygen and nutrients to get rid of waste. It's a lot of protection for them. It gives them protection that they need from any thing that's going to try to come against them, pests or whatnot. And so it's very, very important to the plant. But when we harvest it and distill it in the correct way, we can use a lot of these beneficial properties for our own bodies. And if you've never smelt them, and we have some bottles here you can open up and smell. If you've never gotten into them, you'll see when you breathe them in, they're extremely potent. They're very, very strong. A little goes a long way. A lot of people will see these bottles and they'll think, oh, that's such a small amount, but 1 to 2 drops, like you guys know, you're drinking some peppermint in your hot chocolate there. You just need a little bit to go a really, really long way. I think my example here, it takes 1 pound of a peppermint plant to make 1 15 ml bottle. So it's very, very strong, very potent, and that's why it can be so effective. And the history of essential oils, whenever someone first told me about essential oils, I thought it was kind of weird. Like I thought it was like a hippie thing, or like, you know, there's always these new trends, especially with diet and nutrition. There's always some new weird trend. And that's what I really thought. But really, when you think about it, it really is. I mean, we've heard about it all throughout history for centuries. You know, we know it's talked about all over the Bible. We know ancient, you know, Egypt and China and all these civilizations were using essential oils. So it's really not something that's new or strange. It's just something that we kind of forgot about and kind of left in the past. So hopefully today you'll learn some new things and pick up on that, and it'll help you. And then before we get into some of the specific oils, I want to tell you how you can use them. So with Young Living essential oils, there are 3 ways that you can use them. The most common way that most people know is topically. You can put them onto your skin. Then you can also use them aromatically, which you can see here that we are breathing them in. And you can also take Young Living, because they are therapeutic, you can also take them internally. And this is something that's so important, and why I said I only want you to apply what I say to Young Living, is because they are that therapeutic grade, because they are pure and there's nothing, they're not adulterated with any other chemicals or anything. You can take them internally and know that they're safe. So those are the 3 ways that you can use them. You know, yeah, sure.
When you say you can put them on you, it doesn't matter where you put them on?
So that's a really good question. I'm glad you asked that. So typically it depends. You know, if you're wanting a, you know, certain, like you're wanting to, maybe you're having some muscle issues and you're wanting to support your muscles, you would put it directly on that spot. But if you're maybe, you know, wanting to support just your immune system, you could really put it anywhere. On your wrist is really common. You know, on your neck is a common place. One of the best places to put an oil, if you like, I have no idea what to do with this oil, is on the bottom of your feet. The pores on the bottom of your feet are 150 times bigger than pores anywhere else in your body. So when you put it on the bottom of your feet, you can actually absorb it pretty quickly in. Me and my brother did this really crazy experiment because we heard someone tell us this and we thought there's no way that's true. That if you tape a piece of garlic, not like chopped up garlic, like a whole garlic pod on the bottom of your foot, you'll be able to taste it. And we were like, no way, that's crazy. So we did this experiment and we put it on the bottom of his foot, and then we like went to the store or something thinking no big deal. And we barely got down the road and he was going,
oh no.
and he could taste the garlic, because that's how big the pores on the bottom of your feet and how quickly things can circulate through your blood. So I always tell people, if you don't know where to put it, or if you're using an oil for the first time that's maybe a really strong oil like peppermint, your feet is also a pretty unsensitive, or what's probably not a word, less sensitive place that you can put oil. So it's a great place to put it. But generally, just depends on kind of what you're using it for, what you learn as you go. But those are the 3 main ways that you can use it. One of the big things, and I usually forget to say this, so I'm glad I'm remembering this today, is that you want to put essential oils, you don't want to put them into plastic. You want to put them into glass or ceramic or something like that. Just because they can actually work to break down. This is my little, and I'll talk about, or show you this, or talk about it when I go through lemon. But we actually put lemon oil into this cup. And because it has styrene in it, and styrene is a petrochemical, if you want to look into what petrochemicals are and what they do to your body, I encourage you to do that. We won't go into it all now. But lemon oil can actually, or all the citrus oils can actually work to digest petrochemicals. But this is one of the reasons you don't want to put them into plastic, is because it can break down and then you can end up drinking that into your body, what it's breaking down. So glass and all that is the way that you want to go. Okay? So now we're going to talk through kind of some of the main oils that we always recommend people start with these oils, because they're the things you're going to go to most commonly, that you're going to get the most use out of. And so it's a great thing that Young Living's done, is kind of put them all together so that you have a good place to start, because there are a lot of oils out there and sometimes it's like, where do I even begin, right? So the first one is lavender. It's a very versatile oil used to cleanse, support normal sleep, can help with stress. I feel like this is one that we probably all know about. It's in like our bath salts and in our lotions to help us calm down. It's also great for skin and beauty. It is wonderful for that. Kind of ways that you can use it is diffusing it is wonderful. Me and my husband started diffusing this at night and putting it on the bottom of our feet, and just started having like wonderful sleep. We used to be the people that were like, you know, melatonin and ZQL and like all the things to get us to go to sleep. Yeah, yes, absolutely. So lavender is wonderful for that, because it helps calm, or even putting it into a bath is wonderful. Like if you take nighttime baths, that can be very, very calming. The way that you want to put, because oil and water don't mix, so the way that when you're using taking a bath is you want to take some Epsom salt in your hand and put the drops of oil on the Epsom salt and then throw that into your bath. And then it will get immersed all throughout the water. You can just put it on the water, but it'll kind of float on top it won't get, but if you do it with the Epsom salt, it'll get immersed all the way throughout. So it's great for that. It's great for eliminating odor, so just diffusing for that. And it's a great complement to a lot of skincare products. So me and my mom do this a lot. We call it spiking our skincare products with lavender a lot of times, and frankincense is also one we'll talk about that's really great for your skin. And it's a great way to just help with just overall look of your skin, just help it feel fresh, and has a lot of great benefits for your skin. And then peppermint, which you guys are drinking, is awesome. Peppermint is my favorite oil. I use peppermint every single day for a lot of different reasons. But it's very invigorating, that fresh aroma. It's very versatile. It's a highly studied essential oil. So if you're someone like me that likes to get on Google and research things, I always encourage people to do their own research into essential oils, but look into peppermint oil. There's a lot of research going into it. But it's also great for your GI tract, for supporting your digestive system. So, you think about like Pepto-Bismol or those things that have those minty flavors, or even peppermints at restaurants. A lot of people assume that's always just because it freshens our breath, but really it's because that peppermint oil is known to help soothe our digestion.
I think peppermint tastes a lot better than Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's very, very potent. I know I've said that a bunch, but some people don't believe me. They're like, ooh, 6 drops, and then it's very, very strong. So 1 drop of peppermint oil is as effective as 26 cups of peppermint tea. Because what you have to think about, going back to the beginning, is what I talked about with the way that we steam distill them and cold distill them, that this peppermint oil has live and active chemicals in it. Versus when you have tea, it's a dried leaf, kind of like an herb. It's not living, it's not active, it's not as strong or powerful. So that's why it can be so, so effective. One of the things, and I'll go through this, and if you want to come back and write them down, but I'll kind of go through some different chemical constituents if you like to research, or if you've ever heard of the chemical constituent menthol. Yeah.
I just want to ask a quick question. If you buy this kit, does it have a book in there that tells about the oils?
It does, but it's kind of brief, like little summaries of each of these things. But I always tell people, like, Google is your best friend. Okay. Just get on Google and type your oil in, and I mean, people will have, because they just can't put long descriptions and drawn out, and each oil has so many ways that you can use it. Even what I'm touching on tonight doesn't cover the basis of what all these oils do. So what I always tell people to do is, if you have a certain reason you want to use an oil, or if you go, oh, I have this peppermint oil, what can I do with this? Just put it into Google and see what other people are using it for. Yes, Pinterest is always good. So like I said in the beginning, it can also help with gastrointestinal discomfort. So that's one of the reasons that I first fell in love with peppermint, is because I had a lot of those issues, a lot of GI issues, a lot of stomach upset and reflux, and really found that just drinking peppermint tea was awesome. It was just an awesome thing that really, really helped me out. Promotes healthy bowel function, normal digestion, which we've already talked about, and then also supports your body's natural response to injury and inflammation. So when you think about, whether you're playing sports or working out, or just like you're like me and you like trip and fall all the time, this is something, and that menthol, that constituent is what plays a big role in that. Because these do have actual live chemical constituents in it that actually can help with that inflammation and that injury. So a lot of different uses for peppermint oil. I always say, though, if you can smell the oil, a lot of times you can your brain will connect what it's used for. So when you smell peppermint, that menthol comes through, and it kind of makes you think of that cooling effect. Like if you were to rub it on your neck, that warm kind of cooling effect. So that's a good way to kind of know how to use them too, is just by smelling them. And I would probably say this, I'm going to try to make this the last time I say it, but peppermint is a really hot oil. So you want to be really careful, because I will tell you, as someone who uses peppermint oil every day, you will get it in your eye. You will get an oil in your eye at some point, just because it'll be on your hand. Ashley's like, yes, you will. It will be on your hand, and you'll go like this, and you'll touch your eye, and it will burn. It will not cause damage, but it will burn really bad. What you want to do is not use water, because water and oil don't mix, and that will make it worse. You want to use something fatty, so you can use an oil like coconut oil or olive oil. You can use butter, you can use milk, something like that to kind of get it out. Now, I get it in my eye often, and I don't get it out with anything. I just kind of go, okay, just push through, and it will go away. But I just say that to warn you, so that if you do get it in your eye, Don't panic. It's not going to cause damage. Just get something fatty to kind of help get it out. And then try when you do use it to wash your hands so you don't have that happen, like it happens to me at least once a week. Frankincense. I think frankincense, just like lavender, is one that we've all heard about because we know that the wise men brought frankincense to baby Jesus. So it is a highly valued and sought after essential oil. It's used to support skin health. It has very comforting properties and can really help with focus and grounding the mind. In the Bible, frankincense was valued more than gold in ancient times, so it was very, very important. Now, there's a lot of things that I just can't cover in a class like this, but one of the things that this is probably one of the main oils I would recommend researching is frankincense. It's one of the most powerful. I mean, it just does amazing things, and whenever you read about it more and more, you understand why it was so valuable back then, and it makes you go, man, why isn't it still so valuable today? Because it can do so many awesome things for our body and just helping support it. It's very beneficial for temporary sadness or feeling blue, feeling blue.
Yeah.
So it can help uplift your mood. It supports healthy cellular regeneration, which if you think about that, that's really, really important. Our cells are important. At some point in our life, all of us are going to have a cancerous cell in our body if we don't even have one right now. It's when those cancerous cells overgrow too much. So we need our body to be working correctly. This is why we're talking about the systems of our body working correctly. We're not talking about, killing cancer. We're just talking about getting our body to do what it's supposed to be doing so that we don't even ever have to cross that road, right? So frankincense helps our cells regenerate. It helps them just stay healthy so we're not even facing these health issues. It helps smooth the appearance of skin. So frankincense is something that's really known to help with wrinkles, all of Young Living's face most of them, I will say, I know their art skin line is infused with frankincense. It's wonderful for helping with any discoloration, but also just wrinkles, all sorts of things. So frankincense is wonderful for your skin, and it's a great support to your immune system. One thing I haven't said yet, and we're going to talk about antioxidants for a little bit because that's like one of my favorite topics in the world as a dietitian. I just love antioxidants. But all essential oils have antioxidants in them. They have them in different levels, some more, some less, but they all have antioxidants in them. And you'll understand here in probably like 10 minutes why antioxidants are so, so important for our body. So frankincense, just like all of these oils, really can help boost your immune system. Lemon, it's a good source of limonene, which is an antioxidant. Again, I'll tell you why that's so important. A very powerful antioxidant. It's believed to boost the body's natural defenses. It's very fresh, calming, uplifting. Lemon oil, you guys have probably heard about drinking lemon water, like first thing in the morning.
Yeah, one of my friends does.
Yes, and so
like warm, I guess.
Exactly, with like sometimes a little bit of honey. It really, really is a great practice because it is such a good boost for your immune system. It's really balancing for your body. But one of the things that's really cool about lemon oil versus a lemon is that limonene that I was talking about, that antioxidant, it is primarily in the rind of the lemon. There is very little of that antioxidant in the juice. And it actually takes the rind of 75 lemons to make one 15 ml bottle. So when you get a couple drops of this lemon oil, it is so much more powerful than squeezing a lemon would ever be. So it's an awesome thing to just do, put it in your water and to just do it that way. It's great for that just boosting your immune system every day. And again, supporting the systems of your body. So we're not talking about, which we need our immune system to fight against, having the flu or something like that, but that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just supporting our body in a way so that you don't ever have that. You don't ever come across those issues because your body is feeling so supported and so healthy and all of the different systems are working correctly, if that makes sense. It can actually help improve mental concentration and acuity. It's very beneficial for heartburn, so it can help with your GI tract. And it's an important ingredient in a lot of natural cosmetics. Great for cleansing the skin. It enhances the flavor of food and beverages as well. So you can put it in your water. You can cook with essential oils. There's a couple of things you just want to be mindful of. If you were to, let's say make cookies or put essential oils in a place where they got heated, you would kill a lot of the beneficial properties. It's not that you can't do that if you want to flavor something and you want it to taste really good. But just know that that's not going to be the best way to take it for the, beneficial properties it can give you. The best thing to do is to kind of like, let's say you're making a pasta because they have basil and oregano essential oils, is to cook up your pasta and then at the end, put a couple drops in and toss it in where it's not getting exposed to all of that heat. But you can still do it the other way and it'll still taste delicious. You're just not necessarily getting all the beneficial compounds. But you can absolutely use lemon to flavor a lot of things in a lot of good ways. Lemon is also hot oil. The citrus oils are hot oil, so be mindful, just like with the peppermint. Again, they're not going to cause damage. Even if something like you put peppermint oil on your skin and it's really warm, it's not going to actually burn you. Just get a little bit of that oil to help you out. And then also know that, oh, I jumped here. That lemon oil, if you put it on your skin and then you go out in the sun, it can cause hyperpigmentation. Like, I don't know if y'all remember Sun-In that girls used to put in their hair. So that actually had lemon in it, and it's because that lemon causes a natural hyperpigmentation that lightens your hair, can lighten your skin. It goes away, but I always like to warn people, just in case that happens to you, you don't get really panicked, like you know, messed up your skin forever. No, it'll go away. And, oh, I didn't write the name of this oil in there. This is copaiba. Copaiba contains the highest amount of beta-carotene, 55% of any known essential oil. And again, like I'm not really going into, all the chemical compounds tonight, but this is a good one to research as well, that there's a lot of research going on, and I think I put it there as the first point. It's a highly researched oil because it has so many beneficial things it can do for you. It helps support your digestion. It helps support the body's natural response to injury and irritation. And it can also help regulate your natural immune response. So this is a good one that I always say, I kind of call copaiba, and this is a lot of people use as like a magnifier. So it really helps. You can kind of blend it with any oil, and it's going to help magnify the properties of that oil, but it's just something good to kind of boost your daily intake. So you have in your lemon water, put a little bit of copaiba in there. You know, just different things like that. It's really, really great for your immune system and just supporting your body overall. But again, this is one that I would really encourage you to look into. And even if you like to researching this beta-carotene and kind of learning what that's about, because it's very, very interesting, the research going on with that. And then Thieves. I know Thieves is the most commonly used essential oil for Young Living. It's probably the one that most people get introduced to Young Living or essential oils with, is this blend. It has a really interesting backstory. It actually comes from 14th century France. There's this legend that there's this group of thieves that were going in to basically people who died of the plague, and they were going into their homes and they were ransacking the house and robbing and all of these things, and they were coming out and they were not getting the plague. And back in the day, they would board the houses up, like nobody was going into those houses where people had the black plague. And what they ended up, the ruler during that time said, I want whoever these people are, I will pardon them if they can just come and tell me what is their secret, what is going on. And so they came in, they found out they were spice traders, and because of the plague, all of the ports had been shut down, so they couldn't get on their ship and travel and trade and make money. But because they were spice traders, they knew all the benefits of herbs and spices and essential oils. So they were using a different blend to help ward off the plague. Well, I can't vouch for the fact that essential oils warded off the plague, but what I can tell you is that the oils from this story, they've looked into them, and absolutely they are so high in antioxidants that they will boost your immune system. So this is the oil that you want to use this time of year to really help give you that support that you needed. This is something that I'm diffusing every single day. This is something I'm putting on the bottom of my feet to help support me, to make sure that, again, not help me when I am getting sick, but to help me get to that place where my immune system is working so well and clicking along that I'm not even getting sick. So it's a great, great support for that. It also promotes healthy cardiovascular function, can help maintain a healthy respiratory system. We already talked about maintaining a healthy immune response. And who should use Thieves? Those who want to add an extra boost to their antioxidant support. You guys are going to learn why that's so important here in a second. Anyone looking to naturally protect their surroundings, and those looking to diffuse an aromatic blend that is non-toxic, eco-friendly, and biodegradable. So something that you don't have to worry about the toxins in it and anything going on with that. And one of the things that's really cool, and I know Ashley, this really resonates with you, and I always tell people, it's great to come to classes and I hope that you learn a lot, but really there's only so much you can talk about in a short amount of time. So I always tell people, do your own research. Go to your cabinet, whatever chemicals you use to clean with. Go to your cabinet and just look at the back, look at the ingredients, just put them into Google and just research for yourself and see what comes up. Because it will start to scare you, and you'll really start to go, I need to make some changes. So the cool thing about Young Living is they found out all these great things about what Thieves can do, and they made a whole product line about it, around it. So they have the oil, but they also have a toothpaste, they have cleaning products, they have hand sanitizers. I have this bottle right here. It's a concentrate. It's $22, but you use about a capful for another, it's a concentrate, so capsule for with a full bottle of water. I have not bought this 22 bottle of Thieves, and I told my husband yesterday, 16 months.
Wow.
So it comes out, it really breaks down to about 26 bottles of cleaner that it makes, breaks down to about 75 cents a bottle of cleaner. So it's a great deal, you know, you're getting a
Smells
really
good,
good deal.
too.
Smells like Christmas. And what's so crazy about it, and I didn't believe this until I did it myself, is I literally clean everything with it. My floors, my counters, I clean my glass with it, and it's beautiful. Someone told me that, and I was like, no way. It really does. I clean my mirrors and my glass with it, and I don't have to worry about, especially me being pregnant, I don't have to worry about breathing any toxic chemicals in or getting anything on my skin, because this is also a blend of oils that I could just put in my drink and drink if I wanted to, you know? So it's so safe, and it's so great for that. So I love that Young Living came out with a whole line of that.
Do you have that, Ashley? No, I need to get it.
I know there's so many things, like it takes a long time to really experience everything that Young Living has to offer. And I'm sorry you can't see this, but this is called Digest. Digest, it's kind of self-explanatory because it can help with digestion, supporting your digestive system. It's a blend of ginger, anise, fennel, peppermint, tarragon, lemongrass, patchouli, and juniper. But you probably know that ginger and fennel and peppermint, these are all things that we know commonly are good for your digestion, especially like if you have an upset stomach. The doctor's like, you know, drink some ginger tea. All of these things we know help with supporting your digestion. Excuse me. It also stimulates the circulatory and respiratory systems, helps support normal detoxification of the skin, and then helps uncomfortable conditions related to like motion and travel and things like that.
Really?
So it's a great oil for that. Yeah.
I can use that when I go on a car trip now.
Yeah, exactly. And this is one that, I mean, I think there's different, I prefer to put it in like a capsule. You can take oils and put them in a capsule because I think it smells really bad, because some of the people get really thrown off because they think essential oils are just like candles, like they're all going to smell really good, but some of them have very specific purposes and don't smell amazing because they're just working for a specific reason. So Digest to me is one of those that I don't think smells the greatest, but it works really, really well. It really does. Okay, and then we have RC, and I'm sorry you can't see that. RC is a great support for your respiratory system. This is one of the ones that I always say, if you just smell this, if I didn't even tell you what it was for, if you smelled it, you would probably be able to tell me exactly what it's for. It has that menthol that you breathe it in, you go, almost like a Vicks Vapor Rub kind of a smell.
3 types of
Yeah,
eucalyptus.
3 types of eucalyptus. So it's great for supporting your respiratory system. Beneficial for oily skin, can also help with overworked or tired muscles. Anytime I'm talking about muscles in here, it's because it has a high level of menthol in it.
So would you just rub it all over your sore?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
okay.
And it's very stimulating and rejuvenating. But when you smell it, you'll be like, I know exactly what to use this for. It's great for that. And then Purification. Purification is very self-explanatory. It helps purify. But the cool thing about Purification, has citronella, lemongrass, lavender, rosemary, melaleuca. It can help support the digestive and respiratory system, helps with healthy skin and hair. You can also use it to diffuse and freshen the air and neutralize odors. It's also something great to use when you go outside to keep a pest-free environment, because this first ingredient here, citronella. So when you smell it, that's what you'll smell it and you'll go, oh, that citronella comes through. But I'll tell you, the way, I feel like Purification is one that people kind of push to the back and forget about. I use Purification all the time, because just when something weird or funky is going on in my house. The other day, a couple months ago, my mom was bringing my aunt to my house to see my house for the first time. She's like, hey, we're going to come over. And I just moved in. I'm like, okay, great. And I go in the back room, and my husband makes fish and broccoli. Like, just in the microwave, makes fish and broccoli. I come out, and I'm like, what on earth is that smell? Those are like 2 of the smelliest things you can get. And I just started diffusing some Purification, and by the time my mom got there, 20 minutes later, I asked her, do you smell anything? She said it smelled great. And one of the cool things that we do, just a side note tip, if your intake filter for your air conditioning is near the ground, put your diffuser in front of that. It'll run it throughout your whole house. That's what we do all the time. We put our diffuser right there in front of it, and instead of it, because these cover usually about 1,000 square foot room, but then it goes all throughout my house. It's awesome. And so that's what I did. I put that Purification in front of that vent, ran throughout my house, and then they didn't smell anything. It smelled great. Yeah, absolutely. So Purification is a wonderful one that I use all the time. Panaway, again, it contains the constituents menthol, eugenol, and methyl salicylate. Very important things if you like to research. This is a really, really good one to be used to soothe overworked muscles, because this one has peppermint in it, but it also has wintergreen and clove. So all of these again are really high in that menthol compound. That's that really good warm, cool effect that you get when you use those types of things. Stimulates and revitalizes overall body function. And then what I always say with this one that's really great to do is, I don't know if we have one out here, but you can get rollerballs for your oils. So instead of having a cap, like this is actually Panaway, instead of having like this where it's just like a dropper that you drop, you can actually have something on there where there's a rollerball on it. And then you can use it to just, and I have peppermint oil with this on it in my purse and a rollerball, because I'll make some for peppermint tea and then the other I'll rub it on my neck or something like that. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use it, but it's great for that. This is one of my favorite ones, I think, to put a rollerball on. It's wonderful for that. And then Stress Away, which is another one that's very self-explanatory. It has copaiba, lime, vanilla, cedarwood, acacia, and lavender. Helps relieve everyday tensions, beneficial for occasional anxiety, improves sleep. So this, diffusing this with lavender even would be a great blend together. But this is another one I say, keep this one in your purse, keep this one at your desk at work. Yeah. It's a great support for just helping you stay calm and peaceful and all those things. Okay, so that's all I'm going to talk to you about the oil specifically. We'll go through at the end. If you want to ask me any questions, we can keep talking and kind of keep going through. But what I want to talk to you now about is a little bit, and I don't think, Dad, do you have a bottle of Ningxia?
I do.
It's something called Ningxia Red, and kind of how all these, we talked about how all the oils have antioxidants in it, why that is so important. So if you guys ever heard of free radicals before, heard that term, do you guys know what they are? Okay. Well, that's okay. No, I'm going to talk through it. This is like my thank you. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. So this is a quote from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Free radicals can cause oxidative stress, a process that can trigger cell damage. Oxidative stress is thought to play a role in a variety of diseases, including cancer, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and it goes on that list. So this is from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. So free radicals in our body are bad, obviously, from this statement. Free radicals come from pollution, tobacco smoke. Actually, if we overexert ourselves, like too much exercise, it can create free radicals in our body. If we get stressed, mentally stressed, it can create free radicals. If we use toxic products, if we breathe in toxic products, if we eat really unhealthy, like maybe a lot of fried food can cause a lot of free radical development in our body. All these things, that's where free radicals come from. Okay, so not good, right? We need to try to minimize that, because they're telling us here, and we know when you study the science behind it, that they're really linking this to a lot of issues. So what's so important that comes in is antioxidants. So what antioxidants are, man-made or natural substances that may prevent or delay some type of cell damage. Several decades of dietary research findings suggest that consuming greater amounts of antioxidant-rich foods might help to protect against diseases. Okay, and I bolded, I don't know if you can see this here, I bolded dietary research, because when you look at the research, there are man-made antioxidants and there are dietary antioxidants. When they do research with the man-made antioxidants, they don't see that it does anything good to fight free radicals. So what they see is the dietary, the naturally occurring antioxidants. I say that because a lot of people try to sell their products by saying it has a lot of antioxidants in it, but if it's not a natural fruit or vegetable that actually just has naturally antioxidants in it, it's really not going to work for you. So you want to make sure you get a true source from nature of antioxidants. So right, we need antioxidants. We need to fight those free radicals, because even if you're like the healthiest person ever who doesn't have stress in their life, we can't, we walk outside and we're going to breathe the air. You're going to walk across someone who's smoking. Like, you're just going to experience free radicals no matter how healthy you try to be. So we've got to get those antioxidants. So this is like my favorite little picture here that I want to show you how free radicals work and how antioxidants work. So this is an electron here, and this is a stable molecule. Oh, let me go back. This is a stable molecule. It's a stable molecule because you see these two pairs? This molecule here has to have two pairs of electrons to be happy. To be a healthy molecule, you have to have pairs. Well, what happens is this free radical comes in and gets really jealous, and it's like, I want an electron. So it comes to our happy little molecule here, and in order for it to be happy, it steals an electron. And now this cell went from being this balanced cell to now being no longer happy. But then look what happened. Because this free radical stole from this cell, this molecule, now this molecule is trying to steal from this molecule. And then you're disrupting the system and you're getting all this cellular damage. Okay? So that, all this damage to our molecules. Well, which is just, it's not good. That's why the studies are showing that free radicals are causing all these issues in our body. What happens though here is you have an antioxidant. So see, antioxidant free radicals kind of look similar. Antioxidants also have electrons in it. Here's your free radical that wants to steal that electron. But what happens is, instead of it taking it from your own personal molecule, the antioxidant donates the electron. So the antioxidant comes in and gives the electron to that free radical, so now it hasn't tried to steal it from your cell, and your cells stay happy. So does that make sense? Why, if you don't have enough antioxidants to fight your free radicals, that's how you can get imbalance. And that's why antioxidants are so important. It's like, as a dietitian, I feel like I say fruits and vegetables. I'm like, no, it really is so important. It's so important. So this is my example of that, how free radicals work in our body, because a lot of people say, well, how are free radicals affecting me right now? The best, and as I was making this presentation a while ago, I actually had termites in my house.
Oh my.
And so I thought of this example, because you think about termites, right? Think about termites being free radicals, and this is your body, okay? Termites come into your house, a lot of times you don't know they're there for a long time. So with free radicals, it's not like you get a free radical in your body and something happens. But over time, these free radicals coming against our body, something's going to happen. A wall's going to fall down, there's going to be a hole somewhere, something's going to break down in this house. So this is just kind of how you can think about free radicals in your body. It's over time that it causes the issue. So we got to make sure we're fighting it all the time, and not just when the issue is already there. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's why I'm talking to you about Ningxia Red. So this is Ningxia Red. Gary Young he's the founder of Young Living, him and his wife Mary Young. They have always been interested in learning about other cultures that are really healthy, other cultures that live a long time. You know, why does this culture here live to be 100? Why does this culture have less heart disease? They want to know. They want to see, how can we adapt that? So he actually found in the Ningxia province of China, people there routinely live to be over 100, but not just live to be over 100, they're very active. They're not like 100 sitting in a chair. They're like still out walking around and doing all sorts of things. So they went there, and I think it was their longer lifespan there, so they went there to figure kind of what was going on. And when they went through the Ningxia province, they found that they had something called the Ningxia Wolfberry. And the Wolfberry is also known as a goji berry. You heard of goji berries maybe? Okay, so that one's a little bit more common. And Gary Young was actually the first person to ever import a goji berry, also known as a wolfberry, into the United States. When he found out about this culture, their primary crop being the Ningxia wolfberry. And so, I think I put it here, wolfberry, yeah. So the Ningxia province has the most powerful berry. That's what's really interesting. Wolfberries are found everywhere, but what they found is when they've studied different wolfberries, the Ningxia province has the most powerful one. And why they think that is there's this river called the Yellow River, and in order to get to the plants, the Ningxia, the wolfberries, it actually has to go through rocks and mountains and granites and all sorts of different terrain. So I think it picks up a lot of different minerals. So these wolfberries get very, very nourished. And so in this, you can see here, see how this separation looks like that? Mm-hmm. So in this, there are essential oils. There are different citrus essential oils, but then the wolfberry puree is in here. So all you have to do is shake it up, and it goes all throughout. Why I'm telling you about the wolfberry puree is because that whole wolfberry fruit is in here, and that's so important. As a dietitian, I tell kids like all the time, stop drinking juice. You don't need juice. We need to cut juice out. Juice is just really sugar and a little bit of vitamin C. We don't need juice. So that's why this is not just juice. This has the wolfberry puree, the whole fruit in it. So this isn't just a bunch of sugar that we squeeze, sugar juice that we squeezed out of the wolfberry. The whole thing is in here. So you get the whole powerful benefit of that wolfberry, and that's why it has that separation in it. And then we've already talked about the essential oils, how those can also be helped, especially because it's got the lemon in it. So there's your lemon right there for every day.
It's called the wolfberry?
Yes.
Do you drink that?
Yes.
Like how
yes.
much?
Yes. So I'll talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk about that here in just a second. So some of the ways Ningxia, I could do like a whole hour long just talking about Ningxia Red, but some of the ways that it can help support you is aging support, because free radicals cause oxidation, and oxidation is like similar to rust in our body. Vision support, brain support, liver support, DNA support. Really the thing behind that DNA support, you got to think about our cells, or those molecules. If those molecules are constantly getting damaged, that's our DNA getting damaged. And so by supporting this, and we're not keeping those free radicals at bay, we're supporting our DNA. So what's really, really cool, this is what's called the ORAC scale, the Oxygen Radical Absorbency Capacity Scale, and that's how we measure antioxidants. So this is how you look at fruits and vegetables and what their antioxidant capacity is. So this one's high, this one's low. So on this list you can see carrots, oranges, beets, strawberries, blueberries, pomegranates. Pomegranates for a long time, remember those were like a huge craze all of a sudden?
Yes.
Because you can even see pomegranates, look how much higher they are than these other fruits and vegetables. This is the Ningxia Wolfberry,
Wow.
the antioxidant capacity compared to all these other fruits and vegetables. Some of these other fruits and vegetables aren't great, but you can see how stinking powerful that is, how many antioxidants are in this little wolfberry. So, in order to get the same amount of antioxidants that you would need to get in 2 ounces of this, you would have to eat 146 strawberries, 98 leaves of spinach, 118, all of this, not just one of these things, 119 heads of broccoli, 44 carrots, 186 apples, and I could go on, just to get the amount of antioxidants that you get from 2 ounces of this. And this is from an actual scientific laboratory in Brunswick.
Does it taste good?
It tastes good. It tastes like fruit juice. And so your question about how much you take, the bottle says, I mean, you could take up to, I think, 6 ounces in a day. There's really no like right or wrong. I take an ounce a day. And then if I'm having a day where I feel like tired, I just want some more support or something like that, I might take 2 ounces. But I've always just taken an ounce a day. Because I know, even as a dietitian, even though I eat healthy and I eat lots of fruits and vegetables, I know I can't get all this.
Wow.
And so to me, this, and it comes out to about $1 an ounce. So an ounce of this for $1 a day, easy, done. That's easy for me because I'm young and I want to, I want to support my body and I want to make sure that I'm just keeping it healthy and keeping everything working. And again, I'm not waiting till I get to that point of the problem. I'm supporting my body now. So I hopefully, and I pray that I don't have to come across those problems because I've helped my body work correctly with all the essential oils, with Ningxia Red, with all these different products, and with all sorts of things, even beyond essential oils, with doing things, looking at the chemicals you're using, looking at the candles you're using at your house, looking at the, the air fresheners that you use in your house, researching that, seeing what all these things can do, and really starting to make those changes, and what a difference that it can really make for you. And it's not, my biggest platform is it's not like I'm a crazy, like hippie green person. I'm not at all. I'm a very normal person. Ashley can tell you, I'm not one of those people that's like totally off the edge on natural things. I think we need doctors. I think we need hospitals. I think we need all of these things. Absolutely. We need medication. I mean, there's a lot of people that wouldn't survive without medication, but you've got to have the right balance and you got to use it the right way and not, overuse it when it's not necessary. So all that to say now, getting started, now you're like, okay, well, what do I do now? So there's a couple things that you can do. You can become a retail member. So you can sign up. So you can say today, I want to be a retail member. I'm just going to sign up, and then we'll get you an account, and you can get on an order, whatever you want. There's no obligation to purchase or sell. You don't have any opportunity to earn free oils that way or reduce shipping, but you can just, no catch, right? You just sign up, and nothing happens. Or you can be a wholesale member, which we absolutely recommend. And even with being a wholesale member, again, there is no catch to it. You get 24% off retail, which who doesn't want 24% off everything they order. You still have no obligation to sell, or or to purchase. You just purchase a starter kit. So that's one thing you do, which you'll want to do anyways if you're excited about this product. And then you just spend $50 a year. That's a big misconception that you have to spend so much a month to stay in the company. No, $50 a year, and you stay a wholesale member, you get your 24% off. And you get a starter kit, which you want to do anyways because you want to get started today, obviously. You get the opportunity to earn points through Essential Rewards, which is amazing. I have every cup, right now I have $80 of Essential Rewards points that I can just go and buy whatever I want. It's awesome. And you get the opportunity to have reduced shipping, and then you also get the wholesale membership for life as long as you spend $50 a year. Easy. So there are 2 starter kits, and remember, if you ignore this if you want to be a retail member, but if you want to be a wholesale member, get that 24% off, this is how you do it. There's 2 starter kit. There's a basic starter kit. It costs $45, and it's worth $55, so it's a $10 discount. With that, you get 1 bottle of oil, so you just get the stress oil. You get samples. You get a lot of information. You get samples of Ningxia Red. It's more it's just kind of like a sample starter kit with stress away is your one oil that you get. Or you can get the premium starter kit. It costs $160, but it is actually worth $360. And I wish I could get this deal over and over and over again, but it really is something that you get whenever you start. And it comes with every single oil that we talked about. So that's 11 oils that you get with that. You also get a diffuser with that. So, we'll talk about the diffusers because I say not that diffuser, but you can get that diffuser. and the everyday oil collection, and then you get everything else in the basic. You get all the samples, you get the samples of Ningxia Red and everything else that comes with the basic. So it really is a good deal to get all those oils. And I always tell people, and I've had people ask in the past, I really want to sign up, but I can't do the 160. I'm like, wait, like save your money. It's worth it, because if you get the basic, you're always going to one day go back and be like, man, I wish I could get that starter kit. I'm like, just wait if you can't get it right now.
Sorry, did you say this isn't included though in the premium starter pack?
This bottle?
Yeah.
No, you just get samples of this.
How much is that bottle? You know?
It's
It comes
two for, thank you, 2 for $72. I just have it on auto ship, so I'm like, I can't even remember. But what's really cool, so this is the basic like premium starter kit that most people start with. But what's really cool, sorry, I'll come back to that, is that you can get a Ningxia Red starter kit. So it has just one oil in it, but you get 2 bottles of this. You get a huge sample pack, or not sample pack. You get like these little 60 of these little whatever they're called. I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about? Little pouches. Serving? Yeah, thank you. Single servings. So if you really just are into the Ningxia Red, you can get a Ningxia Red starter kit. Or if you're really into the Thieves thing, you can get a Thieves starter kit. All of them come with one oil. Well, this one comes with 2 because it also comes with Thieves and Stress Away. It kind of depends on what you're into, but they kind of made different ways. So if you're like, I'm into the, want to get my house in order with the cleaning, I'm going to go the Thieves way. Or if I really want to go the Ningxia Red way, or you can get the essential oils, then you're in the company, now you get 24% off, and you can go order all that stuff later. So the slide that I skipped here was one cool thing is they do choose your diffuser. So $160 was that basic kit that I told you about. You can get a bamboo diffuser, which some men opt to get because it looks a little bit more masculine, for $170. Or you can get a kit with this one here for $260. This by itself, with your 24% off discount, is $220. So you basically get that, and for $40 you get 11 oils. Like, it's a crazy deal. So it's a very, very good deal if that's something you're interested in. And this has a remote. You can plug your iPhone into that. It plays music.
Really?
Yes.
Do you have it?
Turn it back on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Turn it off. Well, it's probably because of the water.
I wish it was offered when we did it.
Yeah. So see, it's playing music right now, but you can also plug your iPhone into it, and then it will, like, you know, if you put it by your bath or whatever. Yes. So it plays
Changes
a little
melodies.
melody. So there's options too. You can just do the basic, which I have the home diffuser. It's a great diffuser. But if you want a little bit more, you know, a little bit more special one, you can go ahead and do that when you start, and it's a great discount. Like I said, it's $220, right?
I'm really sure some. Yeah.
$220. Yeah, I think that's right. It's somewhere. It's $200 at the very least that you get it for. Okay, and we already talked about those. And so, you know, really I close back on the tree just because I think everything I've said, my biggest thing, and we're talking about oils tonight, but what my family is really passionate about is just helping people be healthy. You know, that's why I became a dietitian. And so we're not about selling a product. We're not about, like, I know my mom always says this, like, we just love when people come. There really is no pressure. We're not those type of people that are like, sign up, sign up. We just love to share essential oils with people. And I even love to just, Ashley knows, like, I love to talk about anything even beyond that, chemicals, cleaning products, whatever it is, nutrition, just whatever it is to help people be healthy. And what I always tell people is that, you know, you really have to be empowered yourself. I tell my families this all the time, even when they're dealing with doctors, because health professionals are wonderful. We need doctors, we need dietitians, we need all these people, but you really have to take charge of yourself, because you got to think about a doctor, or even me. I have hundreds of patients that are seeing me all the time. It's hard for me to just always know exactly what everyone needs and do. And so doing your own research, looking into your own research on essential oils, you know, Googling, looking at the chemicals in your house, taking the own time to even figure out why this would be something that's important to you, so that you can believe in it too and know why you want to do it. Because trust me, once you get that bug, it's like you just can't go back.
Ashley's definitely got the
Yes, the bug, I know. So that is all that I have to say to you guys. Do you guys
Hey,
have
say
questions?
bye to Periscope.
Bye, Periscope. Thank you guys for watching. Do you guys have questions for me?